Hi guys and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. I'm Farhad. If you're new to this channel then please smash that subscribe button now. And today in this very special video we're going to be discussing the half yearly report card of the Malayalam film industry in 2024. So without much ado, let's get started. But if you're new, please subscribe to the channel once again and like the video. So I'm going to go month wise. I have this little notebook with me. I am going to go month wise, and these are some of the major films that we'll be discussing in this video, most of which I have seen, some of which I haven't seen, but it is just a yearly report card. There will also be smaller films that I may have missed out on, and if you could fill in for me, that would be great. So let's get started. We're starting with the month of Jan. And the films that we are talking about is Atom. Atom has to be one of my favorite Malayalam films. I had rated it in my top 3 on Keshav's channel that we had a discussion on. Atom is absolutely a must watch for me and I absolutely love that. It's streaming on Amazon Prime. Abraham Osler is another film that worked at the box office and I found it to be decent as compared to some of the other brilliant Malayalam films that are was streaming later on in the year. I think Abraham Osler was a decent watch overall. It wasn't great, but it wasn't too bad either. It's streaming on Hotstar. Another film that did not work at the box office, by the way, it is the LJP directed film starring Mohanlal, Malai Kottai Valiban. I absolutely enjoyed Malai Kottai Valiban. It was an amazing film. Unfortunately, the film did not, did not work at the box office, but it was still a wonderful film for me. It was a wonderful experiment. It was like watching 5 films in one film, and I happened to actually enjoy this film. It was a wonderful watch too. Moving on to Feb, and Feb was honestly the best month for the Malayalam film industry, and there were as many as 5 contents that I have shortlisted here, one of them being also a series. First up was Premalu. Nobody expected Premalu to, to be such a big hit at the end of the day, and I think Premalu brought the flavor of Hyderabad wonderfully well through its heartfelt love story. It was a wonderful theatrical watch. Then was Brahm Yugam, one of my other favorite films from the Malayalam film industry. Brahm Yugam was absolutely fabulous, starring a terrific Mammootty, a terrific Arjun Ashokan, and I think it was a wonderful homage also in a way to the lighthouse, and the entire film being shot in monochrome also added to the ambience of the drama. So Brahm Yugam definitely worked and worked big time at the box office. Next was a series, and this series went slightly under the radar amidst all the other wonderful content that was served from the Malayalam film industry. The series was Poacher, which was directed by Richie Mehta. I think it was wonderful to watch Nimisha Sajaya and Roshan Matthew and a host of other, actors play their parts in this wonderfully relevant show that was there on Amazon Prime. I don't know, most people do not talk about it, but I think it was one of the fine achievements of the Malayalam film industry in 2024. The other film is one of the best Malayalam films, probably the best Malayalam films in terms of the revenue that has generated, and an all-time blockbuster. It is Manjumal Boys, which had collected 236 crore worldwide, my god, at the box office when the film was made under 10 crores. I think it was a wonderful film, and this film was so well constructed. It gives so well the flavor of friendship, the flavor of the place. It was an absolute winner from the word go. Manjumal Boys, highly recommended. If you've still not watched it, it's on Hotstar. Another film that slipped under the radar amidst all these brilliant films that were there was Anveshipin Kandetam. Tovino Thomas, I think, delivered a fine performance in this film, which is streaming on Netflix. And I really do recommend this film as well, that you should totally watch it. It's not as good as some of the other films, but it's definitely a wonderful watch nevertheless. Coming to March, and March had 2 major films that were there, at least one major film and one film that I really loved. The film that I really loved was Anchala Kola Kokkan. Wonderful homage to Pulp Fiction. And Lukman, I think, did a wonderful job. Chemban Vinod also did a wonderful job, and his brother who had directed it absolutely stunningly directed. wonderfully non-layered screenplay, and this film is streaming on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure whether it worked or not. Let me know in the comment section, but it was definitely a must-watch here. The next film was one of my favorite theatrical experiences as well. It is Adu Jeevitam starring Prithvi Raj, and such was my experience that I was even guilty of sipping water at the interval point that was there. It was so bad. I was so consumed by the drama that was there. Highly recommended. And I'm, if it this film reaches some OTT platform, or some one who wants to buy the film, please do. I'm not sure whether this film has been bought yet. This was to stream on Hotstar, but it's still not streaming anywhere, which makes me believe that there may not be buyers. So if there are no buyers, please ensure to to stream this film. The OTT watch may not be as impactful, but it is definitely a film that is worth the watch. Next month, April also had some of the wonderful films from the Malayalam film industry. First one was the wonderful Malayalam film Avesham, the crowd favorite starring Fafa, Fahad Fazil, and in his role as a gangster, he absolutely killed it. And with the character, with the director Jitu, I think he wonderfully directed this film after Romancham, and this was a winner all the way. A lot of fun, when you look at it. It was a wonderful film. The next film that I really liked, but many people had mixed opinions about, and I really liked about it, was Vashangalku Shisham. I absolutely enjoyed the meta references. I loved the heartwarming story. I loved the bittersweet kind of a mood in the drama that was there, but major people thought it may be a comedy. The comic elements were less, but Nivin Pauly lifted the drama at the end, so that was the compensation that was there. But Vashangalku Shesham was absolutely stunning. Quickly moving on to the next film, Guru Vayur Ambala Nadayal. This was a homage to the Priyadarshan filmography that was there. Wonderfully directed by Vipin Das, and again had Prithvi Raj, Basil Joseph was there. Wonderful comedy. I actually enjoyed it. The month of May was the low month, in which not many films worked. I haven't even watched, as it turns out, three of the four films that were there. That shows that the films weren't of a special quality. Even the film that I watched, Turbo, wasn't a great watch. Mammootty was just having fun. It was a light film for him in terms of the characterization that he had to latch onto, and he could almost sleepwalk through the film. He was wonderful, by the way. It doesn't mean it's a bad film, but it was not the best Malayalam film by any stretch of imagination. The other two films that were there were Nadikar and Malayali from India. Both of them unfortunately did not work. Malayali from India, by the way, I'm going to be covering on Friday when it's streaming on Sony Live. So stay tuned for that. I can't say much about these films because I don't know, haven't watched them. The other surprise entry was Thalavan. Thalavan, I absolutely haven't watched the film, but I got some amazing reviews in this film, and unfortunately I missed out on the theatrical release. I will be watching it on OTT whenever it is there. But Thalavan was a surprise entry into this list in the month of May. In the month of June, there were two films that were there, and I happened to watch both of them. Ullo Ulku, I'm still not pronouncing it right, never mind. Undercurrent, let me call it Undercurrent. It was a wonderful film directed by Christo Tommy, and it starred Parvati Urvashi in wonderful performances that were there. Absolutely heartfelt, and it was a layered story that was there. The other film was Paradise. It was almost like a Hitchcockian drama with a Shakespearean tragedy that was there. The two leads, Roshan Matthew and Darshana, I think were wonderful to watch. This film is part Malayali, part Sinhalese film. It's not entirely a Malayalam film, but I'm counting it in the list given the star cast that is there. Even Poacher, by the way, that I had earlier mentioned, was part Hindi series as well, but it did have major chunks of Malayalam in this. So I happen to include it here. So then, let me know your thoughts on which were your top three from this year. Is what has been a brilliant year for the Malayalam film industry. Also, if you're new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button. Like the video, like the video, comment on it, Liking and commenting will help fuel the YouTube algorithm, and you can also share this video with your friends and family. Ask them to subscribe to the channel. Also visit my site Popcorn Reviews with a double S for all the latest reviews. Also follow me on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. I do not happen to uh, write. I do not happen to watch and make a video on everything that I watch, but I do write a lot. All information is present on my site Popcorn Reviews with a double S and on my social media handles. I'll see you again soon with another video. Till then, take care of yourselves and thank you so much for your love and support. Cheers.